Our second play-in game between 16 seeds features St. Francis, the Red Flash, against the Alabama State Hornets. What happens when a Red Flash and a Hornet come together, Cart?
You get January 6th, right?
Oh my God. Not where I thought you were going with that. Alabama State won the SWAC conference tournament. They have won, all in all, 10 of their last 11 games after once being 9 and 14 overall. They're now 19 and 15 and in the NCAA tournament, no matter what you believe about them as a basketball team. It's been a crazy impressive run by Tony Madlock with this team. They are better analytically than St. Francis. Alabama State is 273rd on KenPom. St. Francis also had quite the late season turnaround. They were 10 and 17 on Valentine's Day and won their final six games of the regular season. Still a losing record, but three overtime wins in a row to end the regular season, followed by a three-game winning streak in the Northeast Conference tournament. That's how the Red Flash got here. St. Francis is a worse basketball team than Alabama State. I feel pretty confident just from the profiles of believing that. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, no, I agree with it 100%. And I don't mean to sound mean in any way, and this is gonna come off as pretty mean. St. Francis is one of the worst basketball teams to ever make the NCAA tournament, just by like eyesight, metrically, whatever you want to see. Even in the first four game setting, they are that bad. Um, and like Alabama State's nothing to write home about, but I do think there are some things that Alabama State can do. They take care of the basketball, while St. Francis doesn't force any turnovers. St. Francis also turns the ball at an extremely high rate, and Alabama State's defense is actually top 100 in forcing turnover percentage. So there is some things that I think can, make you feel good about Alabama State, but I would love to meet the sicko face to face who tells me that St. Francis could win this basketball game.
I think anything could happen because Alabama State's not great either, right? You don't have to be like an insane person to pick a 2 point underdog to win this game. But profile wise, the only thing that stands out to me as like clear advantage for one side over the other is that Alabama State is going to win the turnover margin here. They're
Mhm.
actually incredible, fifth nationally at avoiding turnovers on offense. And then they're top 100 at forcing turnovers on defense. They're playing a St. Francis team that is 321st in their own turnovers offensively. Awful. They turn over all the time, Michigan levels. And then defensively, St. Francis never turns it over. Like, I almost guarantee you Alabama State will have a 10 turnover margin in this game with that many more significant possessions. To me, it makes Alabama State a pretty comfortable angle here. Is there any player on either side? We talked about how there was a superstar in the other 16 seed play-in game that could swing things one way or the other. Do you view any players in this game as a guy that could take it over?
Oh, I'm trying to think. I'm having a tough time really deciphering who that person could necessarily be. I mean, in the games that I watched at Alabama State, I was impressed with CJ Hines, guy that can, shoot the three very well. I think he's shooting almost 38%, 39% from three. So maybe that's a guy that can get you something. But I don't know. Is there a star kind of power player that I'm missing from these two teams?
Not for me. I was just wondering if you had anyone.
Okay. I mean, the one game I watched, CJ Hines hit like four threes.
Okay.
So like
I was actually going to shout out Riley Parker from St. Francis, point guard, junior. There are a few random ESPN Plus games that I flipped on that feature St. Francis this year where he was going pretty berserk from three.
he's
He's a 30,
Australian.
yeah, Australian kid, and he's 39% from three on high volume this year. But just going through some specific games, I watched a few of these. 4 for 7 from three in an overtime win, 4 for 8 from three against LIU. He's always pretty high volume. He's made two or more threes in, I think, like 20 of their last 23 games.
Yeah.
So he's a guy who could just get hot. He had three straight KenPom MVPs in their last 2 weeks. Like, if there is a takeover guy, it might be him for me.
He,
But
he also had some good games against like some high major opponents. I'm looking at this. He had 20 earlier in the year against Georgetown.
yeah,
Hit three threes in that game. So he's had some, in losses, might I add, of course, look at their team record, but he's had some good performances against better teams.
Yeah. Yep. And then on Alabama State side, just warrants mentioning, you got TJ Madlock, who I assume is the son of head coach Tony Madlock.
Love family.
Yeah, we're gonna lock that one in. You want to get to predictions?
Yeah, I'm sorry for anyone who I said something about being a sicko picking St. Francis.
Is that your pick?
I think I'm going with St. Francis.
Wow, okay.
This team shouldn't be here, but they are here. And they're in the first four game, and it's St. Francis. Nothing
Wow.
about Alabama State just screams to me they should win this game. I know I just pointed out some things, but also this is the first four game we're looking at here. Those games are never one-sided, I feel like. So in this situation, why not just ride with the team that had rode a hot run in their conference tournament to even get here?
I really did not think that in the first play-in game of the year, you would be making the passionate pitch for nobody believes in us. Let's make a run with with St. Francis. But here we are. I love you. I adore you for this. I'm going to take Alabama State. I just think turnovers are the difference. They're the better team, and they're going to win that definitively. So we're
Mm,
against each other on the 2 16 seed games. That's interesting.
who cares?